How's it going, people? It's good to be back. I've been around, had a few weeks off, and I've been to visit family in Minnesota and spent 5 days on the road with my stepbrother. He's a truck driver. Even did a section of this, just the wrong section. I lost my place on it, and my stepbrother Mike was saying, "Hey, why don't you do one of your crazy videos here in the truck?" So I did. It's the last one up. But I should have read 64, but looking, scanning through, trying to find where I was at, I read 67 because everything else looks like repetition. But anyway, I'm back. And got videos on my other channel where I went to the Minnesota Renaissance Fair and even picked this bad boy up. A Michelangelo Green Man, although he looks like he's colored for autumn. It's concrete, sucker weighs a ton. And little hard cider with some pomegranate for the antioxidants. We're going to get to it, I promise. Ooh, pretty. It's got quite a head on this cider. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Ooh, fizzy. Let's do this. Oh, and I got another love letter from the Scientologists. They got all the answers. Here are the tools to make life right. So you're saying. Anyway, so they got all the answers. Before you can just wait for the movie, I understand Philip Seymour Hoffman is going to play LRH. But let's stick to this imposter instead. It's kind of dry. Section 64 of the DNC. Revelation given through Joseph Smith the prophet to the elders of the church at Kirtland, Ohio, September 11th, 1831. A company of brethren who had been commanded to journey to Zion were busy engaged in making preparations to leave in October. The Lord's rebuke to sinners. Forgiveness for the repentant sinners whose sin is not unto death. So you're not going to get repentance can only help you so far. If it's unto death, you're fucked. Forgive one another and all men. Instruction to individuals. So pay attention. It's going to be good, I hope. The intervening time until the coming of the Son of Man, called today. So he's going to tell us when that intervening time is today, on September 11th of 1831. The saints warned against debt, liars, hypocrites, and those who falsely pretend to be apostles and prophets to be exposed by a real one. One, behold, thus saith the Lord your God unto you, O ye elders of my church. This was given through Joseph Smith. O ye elders of my church, hearken ye and hear and receive my will concerning you. It's hard to tell when it's God talking, Jesus, or Joseph Smith Jr. Kind of the same way it was with Moses. They sounded the same. Bossy. All right. 2. For verily I say unto you, I will that ye should overcome the world. Well, you got Captain Mitt taking care of that. Well, we'll see about that. Wherefore I will have compassion upon you. So re-elect Obama. 3. There are those among you who have sinned. No. Point them out. But verily I say, for this once, for mine own glory, and for the salvation of souls, I have forgiven you your sins. 4. I will be merciful unto you, for I have given unto you the kingdom. You know, over the rainbow, up in cloud 9. It's magical. You just gotta imagine real hard. That's where faith comes in. Okay. 5. And the keys of the mysteries of the kingdom shall not be taken from my servant Joseph Smith Jr., who's also talking. God's talking through him. He's just a puppet right now. Or the other way around. To be taken, the keys of the mysteries of the kingdom shall not be taken from my servant Joseph Smith Jr., through the means I have appointed while he liveth, inasmuch as he obeyeth mine ordinances. 6. There are those who have sought occasion against him without cause. All right. 7. Nevertheless, he has sinned. But verily I say unto you, I, the Lord, forgive sins unto those who confess their sins before me and ask forgiveness, who have not sinned unto death. So I guess BTK is fucked, and all those serial killers that got saved. Oops, didn't work, according to this, I guess. 8. My disciples, in days of old, sought occasion against one another, and forgave not one another in their hearts. And for this cause they have afflicted and sorely chastened. 9. Wherefore I say unto you, that ye ought to forgive one another. Especially Joey. He didn't mean it. Already did, but I mean, you weren't supposed to find out. For he that forgiveth not his brother his trespasses standeth condemned before the Lord. For there remaineth in him the greater sin. You know, I've got some family members that have actually told me to my face they can't stand me and they hate my guts because I'm a freaking atheist. And I tell them, forgive me. You see, oh, I gotta do that, don't I? Damn, I forgive you. Because I have to. That really counts. Yeah. 10. I, the Lord, will forgive whom I will forgive. But of you it is required to forgive all men. See, he can't forgive without, like, blood being spattered and stuff. Something needs to suffer and die, and then he's all right again. 11. And ye ought to say in your hearts, let God judge between me and thee, and reward thee according to thy deeds. He's going to hell, but I forgive him. 12. And him that repenteth not of his sins, and confesseth them not, ye shall bring before the church, and do with him as the Scripture saith unto you, either by commandment or by revelation. Well, does that mean you're going to stone somebody? Or burn them on a pyre? And this ye shall do, that God may be glorified. Because I guess he isn't glorified enough yet. He needs more attention. You know, if he just made a peep once in a while, then he might get some. Not because ye forgive not, having not compassion, but that ye may be justified in the eyes of the law, that ye may not offend him who is your lawgiver. So get off Joey's back. Just trying to make a new religion. The world needs a lot of those. And it's going to get more. You just watch. Hmm. 14. Verily, I say, for this cause ye shall do these things. 15. Behold, I, the Lord, was angry with my servant Ezra Booth, and also my servant Isaac Morley, for they kept not the law, neither the commandment. Which one? All of them? Just one? You're going to tell us, huh? 16. They sought evil in their hearts. Okay. For no reason, right? And I, the Lord, withheld my spirit. That'll learn them. They condemned for evil the thing in which there was no evil. Tell me more. This is interesting. Nevertheless, I have forgiven my servant Isaac Morley. How about Ezra? Maybe later. All right. 17. And also my servant Edward Partridge. Behold, he hath sinned, and Satan seeketh to destroy his soul. And when these things are made known unto them, and they repent of the evil, they shall be forgiven. This shit fizzes up, man. This is really dry. I thought it'd be sweet or something, but it's like, this is dry cider. It's not sweet at all. Even the pomegranates just gave it a little bit of a tartness. I do like it though. I'm not making a negative review here. I'd say, yeah, give it a shot. Pretty good. It's kind of going to my head though. I haven't had anything since lunch. I did it again. I have lunch at around 11 o'clock. It is now almost, it's 6:45 p.m. No wonder I'm tipsy. Now, verily, I say that it is expedient in me that my servant Sidney Gilbert, after a few weeks, shall return upon his business, and to his agency in the land of Zion. 19. And that which he hath seen and heard may be known to my disciples, that they perish not. And for this cause I have spoken these things. Thank you. 20. And again I say unto you that my servant Isaac Morley may not be tempted above that which he is able to bear. Good thing. It would suck if it was a little more. Camel that broke the straw's back or something like that. Yeah, no more than he can stand. And counsel wrongfully in your heart. I gave commandment that his farm should not be sold. So he gets to keep his farm. That's so white of you, Joey. I mean, God, excuse me, it's God talking, right? Or Jesus, one of those guys, through the Holy Spirit. So it's now it's a square. All right. Yeah, I guess they're giving unto old Isaac Marley. 21. I will not that my servant Frederick G. Williams should sell his farm. A little compromising on the road to his horizon. For I, the Lord, will to retain a stronghold in the land of Kirtland. Sure, that makes sense. For the space of 5 years, in the which I will not overthrow the wicked. You won't. Damn it. That thereby I may save some. Oh, thanks. 22. And after that day, I, the Lord, will not hold any guilty that shall go with an open heart up to the land of Zion. Sounds like the Crusades, where they're like, well, absolve you of all sins if you just get out there and fight those Muslim people. Take back Jerusalem for Jesus. Or at least the Pope. Yeah, this time it's all about Joey. This is his little crusade. For a while. 22. And after that day, I, the Lord, will not hold any guilty that shall. For I, the Lord, require the hearts of the children of men. He needs. Yeah, they always go after the kids, don't they? 23. Behold, now it is called today until the coming of the Son of Man. This is the in-between times. The latter days. Yeah. And verily, it is a day of sacrifice. What kind? And a day for the tithing of my people. Oh. For he that is tithed shall not be burned at his coming. That's JC. So give it up for JC. 24. And after the day cometh the burning. This is speaking after the manner of the Lord. For verily I say, tomorrow all the proud and they that do wickedly shall be as stubble. Is this a second Peter kind of day? You know, 1,000 fucking years? If so, we're still waiting. And I will burn them up. For I am the Lord of hosts. What a lousy host. And I will not spare any that remain in Babylon. You know, I visited Babylon, New York, a couple weeks ago. Yep, that was neat. I got videos on my other channel. I'll leave a link if you want to look at some vacation stuff. There's no controversial things, and I don't go there much. I got a whole five subs, and most of them are friends and family. But yeah, I went on vacation. I just don't put controversial shit on that channel. That's the one I show family. Yeah, so stay out of Babylon. 25. Wherefore, if ye believe me, ye will labor while it is called today. 26. And it is not meet that my servants, Newell K. Whitney and Sidney Gilbert, should sell their store, because they're money makers, and their possessions here. For this is not wisdom, until the residue of the church which remaineth in this place shall go up unto the land of Zion. 27. Behold, it is said in my laws, or forbidden, to get in debt to thine enemies, or anybody. I have to say, I'm in the black these days. Not deep in the black, but I'm there now. It's nice. I don't know anybody's shit. I got an IRA, and I pay my bills on time. And 2 credit cards that I barely ever use. And when I do, I pay them off instantly, so I'm a deadbeat. As far as they're concerned. All right. 27. Behold, 28. 28. But behold, it is not said at any time that the Lord should not take when he please, and pay as seemeth him good. 29. Wherefore, as ye are agents, ye are on the Lord's errand. You're his bitches. Biatch. You're his errand boys. Girls. And whatever ye do according to the will of the Lord is the Lord's business, so don't ask. He ain't gonna tell. 30. And he hath sent you to provide for his saints in these last days. That's today still, soon to be tomorrow. Someday. That he may ordain an inheritance in the land of Zion, and that's in Missouri. 31. And behold, I, the Lord, declare unto you, and my words are sure. Are you sure? Really? And shall not fail, that they shall obtain it. 32. But all these things must come to pass in their time. 33. Wherefore, be not weary in well-doing, for ye are laying the foundation of a great work. And out of small things proceedeth that which is great, or at least big. 34. Behold, the Lord requireth the heart and the willing mind. And the willing and obedient shall eat the good of the land of Zion in these last days. 35. And the rebellious shall be cut off out of the land of Zion, and shall be sent away. Probably to Gary, Indiana or something. Which I drove through also. And shall not inherit the land. 36. And verily, I say that the rebellious are not of the blood of Ephraim, wherefore they shall be plucked out. 37. Behold, I, the Lord, talking to Joey Jr., have made my church in these last days like unto a judge sitting on a hill or in a high place to judge the nations. Kind of fooling yourself, huh? 38. For it shall come to pass that the inhabitants of Zion shall judge all things pertaining to Zion. 39. And liars and hypocrites shall be proved by them, and they who are not apostles and prophets shall be known. So, get out of Missouri, damn it. 40. And even the bishop, who is a judge, and his counselors, if they are not faithful in their stewardships, shall be condemned. And others shall be planted in their stead. There's always others, aren't there? Willing to fill the vacuum with their vacuousness. 41. For behold, I say unto you that Zion shall flourish, and the glory of the Lord shall be upon her. 42. And she shall be an ensign unto the people, and there shall come unto her out of every nation under heaven. That's the sky, or that magic place, one or the other. 43. And the day shall come when the nations of the earth shall tremble because of her, and shall fear because of her terrible ones. The Lord hath spoken it. Amen. So stamp it. That's written in stone. Anyway, that's it for 46. It's fucking fascinating. I don't know how I skipped over that. It just sounded very familiar. It looked familiar when I was going through, going, why didn't I put a bookmarker in here? Anyway, I hope you learned something, and that you're going to share it with me so I can learn it too, because I didn't really get much except that they need money. Your money. Sell your shit. Give it to them. And get an inheritance, like those communes. Puritans in the 60s where they're like, hey, nobody owns anything. Go get out there in the fields and pick potatoes. For the cult leader. Anyway, that's what I learned. Let me know if you learned something else. Peace the fuck out. Have a wonderful, whatever the fuck it is you're having. And it's good to be back. I'll do another one soon. We'll get through this.